जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत इस डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिवर्धन धाम की जय। गंगा माई की जय, जमुना माई की जय, भक्तिमती तुलसी महारानी की जय, समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, Hare Hare Bol. Really quick, I'm going to read the translation. The moonlight Lord Gaurachandra arrives in Vrindavan while dancing, swaying to and fro, and singing the glories of Lord Hari. The creepers adorning the trees of Vrindavan are overwhelmed with ecstatic love, and they are speaking about the glories of Lord Hari. Flocks of birds who live in the groves are singing the name of Lord Hari. Lord Gaura says, Hari Hari. A female parrot responds, Hari Hari. And then all male and female parrots start singing a loud chorus of the name of Hari. Becoming intoxicated by the holy name, the deer come forward from out of the forest. The peacocks and peahens are dancing and frolicking in ecstatic love. Lord Hari is in his heart. Lord Hari is in his meditation, and he always chants the name of Hari with his voice. Gaurachandra is intoxicated by ecstatic mellows and rolls around on the ground while singing and singing Hari Nam. Arriving on the bank of Yamuna river, he dances wildly while chanting Hari Hari. Mother Yamuna becomes so ecstatic that she arises and comes forward to wash Lord Gauranga's feet. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyati Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhu aevacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Seeking the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas on this call, we are going to continue with our session of Caitanya Caritamrita. Mataji, you want me to share my screen?
Yes, Mataji, you'll have to share. Thank you.
Okay. Let me just take this. So we are reading from chapter 5, Madhya Leela of Caitanya Caritamrita, the activities of Sakshi Gopal. So it's a very interesting conversation for the past time which is going on. And the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very important for all of us to pursue further in our devotional lives. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, along with his associates, he appeared in 6 features, as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions in Adi Leela, chapter 1. And these 6 features are: 1, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Next is spiritual masters. Next is his incarnations, his expansions, his devotees, and his energy. So all these 6 combined together represents only one authority, the supreme absolute truth, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So if we see, Sri Caitanya Caritamrita is running on the theme, and this theme is Vaishnav Sadachar, or the dealings with the wonderful dealings between the Vaishnavas or devotees of the Lord. And this particular pastime, activities of Sakshi Gopal, is also depicting the same theme, almost the same thing. Although there are various lessons which we can take from this pastime of Sakshi Gopal. And interestingly, we can see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, he is listening from his expansion, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, who is again the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the talks between both of them does not contain a tinge of mundane, does not contain any even tinge of mundane discussion. So whatever they both are discussing is not just the proposal of wedding of older Brahmana's daughter to young Brahmana. The entire story gives us so many lessons, but on transcendental level, if we drive the lessons, the first lesson is that how to deal with amongst the devotees, how to feel gratitude towards the devotee or a Vaishnava who has done something for us in our life. And that we can see when younger Brahmana, when the young Brahmana, he was serving old Brahmana in the Tirth or in the holy places. The old Brahmana, he felt gratitude towards him, and that's why he promised to give his daughter in return to this young Brahmana. And this young Brahmana, only to maintain the promise of old Brahmana, he went again all the way from Vidyanagar to Vrindavan to bring the deity of Gopal. We have read all these things. Also, one of the main lessons was that firm faith, firm conviction in the deity form of the Lord can be depicted by the activities of young Brahmana. This young Brahmana had so much faith in the deity form of the Lord that he requested the Lord to come from Vrindavan to Vidyanagar. And this young Brahmana, he was so intelligent that he defeated the Lord in the argument. Lord, he was saying that, have you ever seen any deity walking from one place to another? And he mentioned that if a deity can talk, a deity can walk too. And a very important verse, which I personally think that is very important to imply in our lives, is when he says, Pratima nahi tumi sakshat Brajendra Nandan. Many times when we have darshan in the temple of the deity, so there are so many seva apradhs which has been given by Rupa Goswami. But still, forgetting all those, we consider that the deity who is standing in front of us is not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And we start talking among ourselves. So, very important lesson, which this young Brahmana is giving to all of us. Gratitude towards the Vaishnavas and helping Vaishnavas. Also, the firm conviction in the deity form of the Lord. In 11th canto, 2nd chapter, it has been given that Krishna manifests himself in 5 ways in front of his devotee. Krishna can manifest himself in one of the 5 ways in front of his devotees. And these 5 ways, first is Krishna, who is Swayam Prakasha Rupa. The second one is Vyuharupa, that means his Chaturbhuj forms. That means Vasudev, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, Sankarshan, any of these forms. The third is pastime incarnation of the Lord, like Matsya, Varaha, Kurma, Narsimha, like that. And one is as Antaryami, as super soul. There is a way, Ashtanga yoga system, which leads a yogi or practitioner to the realization of Antaryami or super soul, form of super soul in the heart. And the fifth way is DT. So this DT form is not the representation, it's the way of Krishna to manifest himself in front of the devotees. And in that discussion, Havir, who is one of the 9 Yogendras, he is talking to Maharaj Nimi, and he is saying, he's defining the levels of bhaktas in there. So particularly in for Kanishta bhaktas, for the Prakatya bhaktas or the neophyte devotees, Krishna manifests himself in the form of deity. In the form of deity. But there the problem is that although Kanishta bhaktas, they love to serve the deities, but at the same time they don't consider the importance of Vaishnavas around them. And Jiva Goswami, very wonderfully, he has explained the meaning of the definition of pure devotional service, which is Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Gyan Karmadya Navritam Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhakti Uttamam. So the Krishna, he explained specifically this word Krishna is not just Krishna. That means his devotees, his Naam, his Dham, his Roop, his Leela, everything is inclusive of Krishna. And here Krishna has explained very nicely. When Krishna, deity of Gopal, he came in front of the Brahmanas, he explained very nicely that you both are my Nitya Siddha Bhaktas or eternal servants. That's why I'm reciprocating from with both of you. So it's very important to understand that in order for us to get that reciprocation from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, it's our responsibility also somewhere to rise onto that level of consciousness where the deity of Gopal can reciprocate with all of us. And all the facilities have been given to us. We cannot complain. We have this wonderful human form. We have wonderful association of devotees. We have wonderful facilities. We have our temple. We have our senior Vaishnavas to guide us. We have our spiritual masters. So there is no reason to complain. So Krishna is wonderful. He is merciful. He is ready to reveal himself to us. And he has already been revealed to us in the form of Radha Sharad Bihari in our temple. So with this, let's just continue with our discussion. We are going to start with text 117. Okay. So Nursing Prahlad Prabhu, if you want to read.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. সে দেশের রাজা আইলো আশ্চর্য শুনিয়া পরম সন্তোষ পাইল গোপালে দেখিয়া.
Translation. Eventually, the king of that country heard this wonderful story, and he also came to see Gopal and thus became very satisfied. Now, we can see that the king of the country, after hearing the story of Gopal, he did not express any kind of doubt in the story or, any kind of doubt in the appearance of Lord Gopal or coming of Lord Gopal all the way from Vrindavan to Vidyanagar. And the king at that time, in the ancient times, we have seen, especially in Srimad Bhagavatam, that almost all the kings, they were Raj Rishis. That means they were the worshippers of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And because of that reason, they were involved themselves in the building of temple also. So many temples in Vrindavan also, they were built by the kings or rich people. So when the king or the leader of the society become the servant of the Lord, then that's the indication for the entire citizen, for the entire kingdom, that Krishna, he is supreme, he is Bhoktaram of everything. He is the ultimate controller. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport of 529 that there are so many controllers in this world, but the ultimate controller is the Supreme Lord. And the king of that country, he understood that, or he understands this point, and he came and he did darshan of Gopal, and thus he became very satisfied. Just like we see the examples of King Amrisha and King Amrish, and so many other examples are there in Srimad Bhagavatam, who were just Yudhishthir Maharaj, who were so keen to accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the controller of everything. And we have seen also in Srimad Bhagavatam about the pastime of Vain, Maharaj Vain. This Maharaj Vain, he was against worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and because of that reason, he had to leave his body untimely. So it's very important for the controller or the leader of the society to behave in such a way so that he can set an example in front of his kingdom or the people who are following him, so that everybody can accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead as the ultimate controller. Text 118.
মন্দির করিয়া রাজা সেবা চালাইল, সাক্ষী গোপাল বলি তার নাম খ্যাতি হইল।
The king constructed a nice temple and regular service was executed. Gopal became very famous under the name of Sakshi Gopala, the witness Gopala. So, there is a very common thing in this particular name, which is given to Gopala deity as Sakshi Gopala, because we can see that almost all the names of the deities in Vrindavan or in ISKCON, we can see almost all the names just represents the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. And Krishna becomes very happy when we give him some name which is connected to his devotee or which is connected to the particular pastime. Like we have the names Gopinath, Sharad Bihari, Radha Parth Sarthi, and Radha Kalachandji. So many names related to his pastimes or connected with his devotee. So here also we can see this Gopal deity. He became famous with the name Sakshi Gopal. That means the witness Gopal. Why? Because we have learned the story that this Gopal, he bear to become a witness in the assembly or to keep the promise of older Brahmana intact. The Gopal who traveled all the way from Vrindavan to Vidyanagar. This beautiful deity of Gopal gets the name Sakshi Gopal because this Gopal is connected with his pastime of becoming a witness.
এই মতো বিদ্যানগরে সাক্ষী গোপাল সেবা অঙ্গীকার করি আছেন চিরকাল।
Thus, Sakshi Gopal stayed in Vidyanagar and accepted service for a very long time. Purport. The city of Vidyanagar is situated in Telangana, Desha, South India, on the bank of river Godavari. The place where the Godavari flows into the Bay of Bengal is called Kota Desha. The Odisha kingdom was very powerful, and Kota Desha was the capital of Odisha. It was then known as Vidyanagar. Formerly, the city was situated on the southern side of the river Godavari. At that time, King Purushottama Deva managed to control Orissa and appoint a government. The present city of Vidyanagar is on the southern side of the river, only 20 to 25 miles from Rajhamandri. During the time of Maharaj Pratarpuruta, Sri Ramanand Rai was the governor there. Vijayanagar is not identical with Vidyanagar. So, Purushottam Dev, he was the father of Maharaj Pratarpuruta. And there is a little story here, which I'm going to narrate very shortly. So, Maharaj Pratarpuruta, it is in this translation, it mentions here, Sri Ramananda Rai was the governor there. And if we go in Ante Leela of Caitanya Caritamrita, there Bhavananda Rai, who was the father of Ramananda Rai, he had another son also by the name Gopinath Patnayak. So this son was also being appointed, or he was also a kind of governor there. Basically, he was involved in treasure. He was a treasurer. So there also there is a pastime where Lord saved this Gopinath from getting punishment from the government. So we can see the entire family of Bhavananda Roy. He had 5 sons. All of them were engaged somehow or the other in the service of Maharaj Pratarpuruta.
Mataji, scroll down, please.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Up. Okay.
উৎকলের রাজা পুরুষোত্তম দেব নাম, সেই দেশ যিনি নীল করিয়া সংগ্রাম।
Later, there was a fight, and this country was conquered by King Purushottam Dev of Odisha. So I did a little bit of research here, and this story comes in one of the spiritual literature of Jagannath Puri. In one of the Upakhyan, or literature we can say in simple language, of Jagannath Puri. And Srila Prabhupada has hinted this about the story in the introduction of this chapter. In the introduction of this chapter, so we can read in our time, but here I am going to recite this story. So this Maharaj Purushottam Dev, he was the king of Odisha. He was appointed as a king by his father of Gajapati dynasty of Odisha. And this Purushottam Dev, once he went to certain forest he went to certain forest with his few of his soldiers, and there he got to meet with the princes of other dynasty or the king of Vidyanagar, the princess from Vidyanagar. Her name was Padmavati. So Padmavati and Purushottam Dev, they both fell into love with each other. And Purushottam Dev, he sent a marriage proposal from his side to the king of Vidyanagar, whose name is given as Salluva Narsimhadev, for the marriage of daughter, for the marriage of to accept the marriage, to accept his daughter in the marriage. And this king Narsimhadev, or Salluva Narsimhadev, he was very happy when he got the marriage proposal from Purushottam Dev, because at that time Gajapati dynasty of Odisha, it was very, very powerful. So he became very happy. and he sent his minister with so many with so much paraphernalia into the kingdom of Purushottam Dev of Odisha. And the minister, he just gathered all the gifts and just went there in the kingdom of Purushottam Dev. And that day was the day of Rath Yatra. Rath Yatra, and where there is a custom where the king, he with the golden broom, he just sweep the road. This famous custom is called Chera Fera, I guess. And it's also prevalent right now in Odisha. So he was sweeping the road with his golden broom. And this minister from the other state, he came because he was very happy to express the desire of the king of Vidyanagar that we are ready to give our daughter in marriage to Purushottam Dev. But when he saw Purushottam Dev sweeping the road with golden broom, he became he became little bit offended by the thing that is this the person with whom our princess is going to get married? And he just returned back and he explained the entire thing to King of Vidyanagar. And this king, he became very morose after hearing the entire thing. And he decided that I am not going to give my daughter to Purushottam Dev. And not only that, he organized a swambar for his daughter in which he did not invite Purushottam Dev. And knowing all these things, and this king also wrote back to Purushottam Dev that I don't want to give my daughter in marriage to a sweeper. So this king became this king felt insulted, not because he insulted the king, but because he insulted Jagannath Ji. Because Jagannath Ji is the supreme personality of Godhead, and this king, he was doing service to Jagannath Ji. He was not just sweeping the road like that, but he was sweeping because the king considered himself as the servant of the Lord. See, here also the theme is the same, that the king is the servant of the Lord. We have seen that before in earlier verses, that king made a very sweet temple for Gopalaji, and he established the worship there. And here also we can see that Purushottam Dev, he felt insulted because king from the other kingdom, he insulted, he not just insulted Maharaj Purushottam Dev, but also insulted Jagannath Ji. So this king decided to fight against the armies of Vidyanagar. And with all this preparation, this king just attacked the city. And unfortunately, Purushottam Dev and the army, they got defeated. And he consulted with his ministers. Purushottam Dev, he consulted with his minister and tried to find out the reason of his defeat. And at that time, his minister said, Maharaj, who is the real owner of this state? And he said, Jagannath Ji, Lord Jagannath. And he said, you did not, and the minister of Odisha, he was giving advice to Purushottam Dev. And he said that you did not take the permission from Jagannath Ji. And that's why this defeat, you had to face this defeat. And then King Purushottam Dev, he asked for permission from Jagannath Ji. And there was a condition also that if Purushottam Dev, he gets defeated, then Jagannath Ji will have to move from the state of Odisha. He has to move from Odisha to Vidyanagar. So King Purushottam Dev, he prayed to Lord Jagannath to help him. And Lord Jagannath, he told King Purushottam Dev that you go and again attack the city, and this time I am going to help you. And the next time when he prepared himself to fight against the king of Vidyanagar, At that time, Krishna and Balaram, Jagannath or Baladev, they came to and they fought as soldiers in the army of Purushottam Dev. That's what is given. So, and that the second time now Purushottam Dev, he got the victory. And that's the whole story. And then Padmavati, who was the princess of that state, that princess, Purushottam Dev announced that this princess should get married with some sweeper, with a perfect sweeper, or the sweeper who knows to sweep the road very perfectly. So this Padmavati, she got so, she was in so much distress that she decided to give up her life. But the minister from Purushottam Dev's ministry, he said, don't worry, I will make sure that you are going to marry the king. And the Rath Yatra festival, it just come again after a year. And at that time, again, King Purushottam Dev was sweeping the road. And at that time, that minister, he comes and he says, I have found a very perfect room for the princess of Vidyanagar, a sweeper for the princess of Vidyanagar. And Purushottam Dev asked him, who? And he said, you. Who can be the perfect sweeper than you? You are the king and you are sweeping the road in front of Lord Jagannath. So, and then that's how Padmavati got married with Purushottam Dev. That's the story which is given, as I said, in one of these spiritual descriptions of Jagannath Puri, or the miracles of Jagannath Puri, where Jagannath Ji's pastimes have been mentioned. And Srila Prabhupada, in the introduction, if we can see, he has mentioned very briefly about the story that because on the account of refusal of giving her daughter in marriage to King Purushottam Dev, had a fight with the king of Vidyanagar, and thus he conquered the state. And after conquering the state, let's see what happened.
এই রাজা যিনি নিল তার সিংহাসন, মাণিক্য সিংহাসন, নাম অনেক রতন।
Translation: that king was victorious over the king of Vidyanagar, and he took possession of his throne, the Manikya Simhasana, which was bedecked with many jewels.
পুরুষোত্তম দেব সেই বড় ভক্ত আর্য, গোপাল চরণে মাগে চলো মোর রাজ্য।
King Purushottam Deva was a great devotee and was advanced in the civilization of the Aryans. He begged at the lotus feet of Gopala, please come to my kingdom. So this Purushottam Dev, who is a devotee of Lord, he begged from the deity of Sakshi Gopal to come to his kingdom. And that's how he takes the deity of Sakshi Gopal, and Sakshi Gopal goes to Jagannath Puri or Odisha in the state of Cuttack.
তার ভক্তি বশে গোপাল তারে আজ্ঞা দিল, গোপাল লইয়া সেই কটকে আইল।
When the king begged him to come to his kingdom, Gopala, who was already obliged for his devotional service, accepted his prayer. Thus, the king took the Gopal deity and went back to Cuttack. See, Gopala, who was already obliged for his devotional service, accepted his prayer, because Maharaj Purushottam Dev, he was already a devotee of the Lord. And Jagannath and Baladev, they themselves helped this king Purushottam Dev to conquer the state of Vidyanagar. And that's why, because of his devotional service, Gopala was already obliged, and that's how king took the Gopala deity and went back to Cuttack. Many times we feel that whatever devotional service I am performing, whatever I am doing, maybe that's not enough for the Lord. That's how I'm not getting any kind of progress in my spiritual life. But that's not true. We are progressing in our spiritual life each and every day. Maybe we don't know about it. Maybe, we can just check the things which we used to like earlier. Now, those things are just a matter of, only to behave in the public. But internally, I love to go in the places where Krishna is present. So there are so many things which we can see in ourselves. The changes may not be externally, but internally, definitely Krishna's name, chanting of Krishna's name, dancing in front of the deity, cooking for deity, serving Krishna, talking about Krishna, listening about Krishna, everything is very, very beneficial and auspicious. We read in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu by Rupa Goswami that even in the level when we are doing sadhana bhakti, when we have not even sadhana bhakti, the samanya bhakti, at that time also two effects happen. First is kleshagni and then shubhada. Kleshagni, that mitigation of all the material miseries, and shubhada, all auspiciousness just start coming up. Not in a full swing, but just start coming up. That's the beauty of devotional service. That's the beauty of Bhakti Devi. This Bhakti Maharani, she is completely independent. Why? Because this Bhakti Maharani is Swarupa Shakti of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Bhakti Maharani is the instinctive quality of the Lord. So that's why this Bhakti Maharani is independent. She can bestow her mercy to anybody, and she is not dependent on your sadhana, on our sadhana. The Bhakti Maharani is eligible to give any kind of result to anybody. But our offenses are the things which are stopping Bhakti Maharani to show her result, or Bhakti Maharani, she is not ready to show herself to us because of the offenses, specifically offenses towards the devotees or Vaishnavas around us. So devotional service or Bhakti Devi is potent enough to give us everything which we want from Krishna. She is potent enough to give us Krishna himself. So here we can see that Gopala, who was already obliged for his devotional service, accepted his prayer, and thus the king took the Gopal deity and went back to Katak. And Katak is one of the portion of Odisha.
জগন্নাথে আনি দিল মাণিক্য সিংহাসন, কটকে গোপাল সেবা করিল স্থাপন।
After winning the Manikya throne, King Purushottam Dev took it to the Jagannath Puri and presented it to Lord Jagannatha. In the meantime, he also established regular worship of the Gopal deity at Katak.
তাহার মহিষী আইল গোপাল দর্শনে, ভক্তি করি বহু অলঙ্কার কইল সমর্পণে।
When the Gopal deity was installed at Katak, the queen of Purushottam Dev went to see him and with great devotion presented various kinds of ornaments. So here we can see the entire family of King Purushottam Dev was devotee. The entire family. So because the king is a devotee, and it has been given that the queen of Purushottam Dev, she was also a very devoted person. So that's why when Gopal deity was installed at Katak, queen with great devotion and love presented so many kinds of ornaments to the Gopal deity. Here we can note that the lordship or the deity don't want ornaments or any kind of paraphernalia from us. Whatever we are doing to serve the deity is for our own purification. It's for our own auspiciousness. As we have read in Canto 3rd, when Udhava, he is talking to Vidurji, and he is talking, and there in that conversation, he mentions that Krishna is the ornaments of the ornament. Krishna is the ornament of the ornaments. So Krishna is the deity form. We think that we are serving the deity so nicely. I am doing this, I am doing that. But in fact, the deity does not want anything from us. The only purpose of manifestation of Krishna as in the deity form, so that he can reciprocate with the devotees, and and so that the devotees can reach up to next level of the Kanishta Bhakta. In Canto 11th, it has been given that Kanishta Bhakta should always engage himself in the service of the Lord, because the Kanishta Bhakta has the maximum faith only in the deity. So with serving the deity every day and night, the heart will going to change. And this heart is going to accept other Vaishnavas around all the jivas as non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay.
আহার নাশাতে বহুমূল্য মুক্তা হয়, তাহা দিতে ইচ্ছা হইল মনেতে চিন্তয়।
The queen had a very valuable pearl which she wore on her nose, and she wished to give it to Gopal. She then began to think as follows.
ঠাকুরের নাশাতে যদি ছিদ্র থাকিত, তবে এই দাসী মুক্তা নাশায় পরাইত।
If there were a hole in the deity's nose, I could transfer the pearl to him. That's the desire of Queen of Purushottam Dev.
এই চিন্তি নমস্কারী গেলা সভবনে, রাত্রি শেষে গোপাল তারে কহিল স্বপনে।
See the reciprocation of Gopal. It's amazing that Sakshi Gopal deity, we have been we read the pastimes of Gopinath and Gopal in the previous chapter number 4, where Madhvendra Puri devotion has been explained. And in the dreams of Madhavendra Puri, Gopala deity came 3 times. And here and Gopinath, deity of Gopinath, came into the dreams of the pujari or the priest of Gopinath temple. And here we can see now the deity of Gopal is coming into the dreams of queen of Purushottam Dev. Considering this, the queen offered her obeisances to Gopala and returned to her palace. That night she dreamed that Gopala appeared and began to speak to her as follows.
বাল্যকালে মাতা মোর নাসা ছিদ্র করি, মুক্তা পরাই ছিল বহু যত্ন করি।
During my childhood, my mother made a hole in my nose and with great endeavor set up pearl there. So this is wonderful, the pastime. I think the whole chapter is amazing, with so many pastimes and with so many wonderful things, which is very hard to believe and implement in our life. But we can see that there is a chance that the deity can reciprocate with us also. The only thing is we just have to be we have to try to increase our devotion and our practice with some sincerity. I'm talking about myself, not of all of you. But the thing is, I can see that how Gopala, he is reciprocating with the queen of Orissa also. And he mentioned that, because and Krishna, even Krishna in the deity form, he knows really what is going on inside the heart of devotees. So he fulfills the desire of the devotees someday or the other, but he definitely fulfills it, especially the spiritual desires. There is a pastime of Sri Ramachandra, in the life of Sri Ramachandra, when Sri Ramachandra was about to get married with Mother Sita. Mother Sita, at that time, the person who made the outfits for Sri Ramachandra and his 3 brothers, for the 4 brothers, he had a desire in his heart that I made these outfits for Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan. I wish I could get the chance to personally put to personally ornament the Lord with my own hands. So it was his desire of this tailor. Now, Lord Ram, he did not express his desire in words, or he did not just go in front of a deity and pray to the deity about it, but he thought like that. So in Krishna Leela, we read in Canto 10th, when Krishna was visiting the city of Mathura, there was a weaver, and Krishna at this time he got the clothes of Kamsa from the washerman, and Krishna killed this washerman and got the clothes from Kamsa. He got the clothes from the washerman and killed the washerman. And now these clothes are so loose on Krishna and Balaram and all his Gopa friends. So this weaver, Krishna went to this weaver, and this weaver altered and ornamented the Lord with his own hands. So guess who the weaver is? This weaver is the same tailor who was thinking about to ornament Lord Ramachandra. So any desire we have in our heart, Lord knows about it, because he is present in our heart as Antaryami, as the super soul, right next to our soul. So he is the Gyata. He is the Gyata. He knows everything. He is the witness of all of our thoughts and desires. So here we can see also Krishna, he just comes in the dreams of Queen of Purushottam Dev, and he mentions, during my childhood, my mother made a hole in my nose and with great endeavors set a pearl there.
সেই ছিদ্র অদ্যাপিহ আছায় নাশাতে সেই মুক্তা পরাহ যাহা চাহিয়াছ দিতে.
That very hole is still there, and you can use it to set the pearl you desire to give me.
স্বপ্নে দেখি সেই রানী রাজাকে কহিল, রাজা সহ মুক্ত লইয়া মন্দিরে আইল.
After dreaming this, the queen explained it to her husband, the king. Both the king and queen then went to the temple with the pearl.
পরাইল মুক্তা নাসার ছিদ্র দেখিয়া মহোৎসব কইল আনন্দিত হইয়া.
Seeing the hole in the nose of the deity, they set the pearl there, and being very pleased, held a great festival.
সেই হইতে গোপালের কটকেতে স্থিতি, এই লাগি সাক্ষী গোপাল নাম হইল খ্যাতি.
Since then, Gopala has been situated in the city of Katak, and he has been known ever since as Sakshi Gopal.
নিত্যানন্দ মুখে শুনি গোপাল চরিত, তুষ্ট হইলা মহাপ্রভু সভক্ত সহিত.
Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard the narration of Gopal's activities. Both he and his personal devotees became very pleased. So we can see that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is none other than Krishna himself. So there is no difference between the deity of Gopal and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. They all got very pleased after hearing the activities of Sakshi Gopal. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was being proved as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Adi Leela chapter 2nd and 3rd by giving so many references from Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran, from Vishnu Sahasranama, and also Jiva Goswami in his Kram Sandarbha. He is writing about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance or appearance of Krishna in the golden form. So, and also Karabhaja Rishi, one of the 9 Yogendras, again talking to Maharaj Nimi in 11th canto, in 32 verse of chapter 5, he is talking and giving a very, very beautiful verse about Krishna who comes in a blackish form. So if we want to read, if we want to just refer to Adi Leela chapter 2nd and 3rd, we can get so many references, and with the conviction of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami of scriptures, references, Shastra Praman he has given. And not only Shastra Praman, we can see the Pratyaksha Praman also in case of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that how his appearance, his activities, people around him can easily figure it out that he's none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in the later verses, we are going to see that the people around Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were looking at this picture where Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is looking at deity of Gopala, who is none other than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. With this, we are going to stop here. This is 134 verse. Thank you so much for your rapt attention and for listening to the entire pastime of Sakshi Gopal. Thank you so much for giving me this wonderful opportunity. And at this time, if anybody has any question or any comment or anything, we can take it, or otherwise we can just close.
Is it the same queen that married to Purushottam? The king Purushottam has a desire, just, the dream that Krishna says, I have a hole in my nose, then to put the pearl. Is it the same queen?
So I did not, Mataji, I did not find any reference for that, but maybe because the kings, they have different, so many wives. So that's why I did not even mention in the story. But yeah, about the story, I mean, that's that much which was given. I'm not sure if the queen was Queen Padmavati or some other queen. So that's why it's not mentioned here. So that's why I did not make any comment about that. So sorry, I don't know if the same queen is Queen Padmavati or some other queen. I don't know if Purushottam Dev had more wives or more queens or just one. If just one, then it's Padmavati.
Yes, thank you very much. You very nicely explained about the pastime, about the importance, and Krishna in all his form, he still knows the heart of the devotees. I like this point. Whatever you would desire, Krishna somehow they will fulfill it.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. So we are going to stop our discussion. If anyone has anything to say, maybe. Okay.
I appreciate all the background and research that you did on this. It was really nice to hear. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Vancha kalpataru
Patsurubhishcha, kripa sindhuvevacha, Nitanam pavanevya vaishnaveva namo namaha.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful class.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.